Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Fiscal Philosophy YouTube channel. As you know, Grab has been a main fixture on this channel for quite some time now. Since I did an early year visit to Southeast Asia last year, noticed, hey, Grab is everywhere. And it has been every time I've been here, and found out it was publicly traded. It's been doing a little bit of a consolidation dance around that $5 level for the majority of the year. Hasn't really been getting a whole lot of play in what I would call the mainstream. It did get a little bit of play from some well-known Twitter pumpers earlier in the year, but aside from that flurry of excitement, it hasn't gotten much press since then. To me, it is starting to resemble the most coiled of springs, ready to rocket up at any moment, potentially, should there be an abundance of good results at their next earnings and any positive developments or press releases. There has been some civil unrest in Indonesia, which is a major market that they do business in. I heard from a friend who lives in Indonesia that this civil unrest, these protests, it is serious. They don't feel safe in Jakarta after dark. They don't want to go out or let their families go out. And unfortunately, a Grab driver did pass away. Actually, I heard it was 2 now. So this news is a little bit old, maybe. But after this Grab driver got unfortunately caught up in this and unfortunately lost his life, the CEO, Anthony Tan, flew over to Indonesia to visit with the family. My understanding is that they gave the family some benefits. I believe they have provided them with healthcare coverage and some other things for a period of time so that they can get back on their feet. It seems like maybe this driver was the main breadwinner and they didn't know how they were going to cover their needs. And they're helping out with that. The extent to which these protests will affect Grab's forward growth, I would guess, would be minimal and temporary. Once order is regained, I believe they will go back to business as usual. And again, Indonesia is only a part of where they do business. Other markets are very well potentially offsetting this to a certain degree, although there may be a blip in the earnings. More importantly, though, I think is the respect that Anthony Tan showed to this driver and his family in this very dark and unfortunate time. I think that a lot of companies that do these kind of gig economy things, there's a perception that they don't really respect the partners and drivers that actually make the business work. And with Grab, to me, it seems like it couldn't be further from the truth, and that they actually do hold their drivers and their other partners in very high esteem. In addition to a potential difference of, say, culture at Grab, I think they distinguish themselves from something like an Uber or a DoorDash with their financial services segment, including digital banking, which is extremely early days and they're still figuring a lot of things out, but which has incredible growth and incredible promise for the future. Very few people in this Southeast Asian market have had access to traditional banking in the past. So for them, these untapped potential customers, a transition from a trusted brand and no bank into a Grab digital bank seems like a pretty simple and easy transition for a lot of them to make. I believe Southeast Asia is the obvious middle class of the future. Countries like Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Indonesia represent the up-and-comers, I think, in the global scheme of things. And if that turns out to be true, imagine the financial reward for the company that is early and serves as both their Uber as well as their SoFi, so to speak. That's why Grab could potentially be extremely huge with all the hundreds of millions of people that they serve. Comment below if you think I'm right about Grab or if you think I'm wrong about Grab. I don't mind. Also, feel free to do the algorithm things like subscribing, liking, all that good stuff. It helps me out. I want to grow the channel. Obviously, you need to follow Cashflow Kings Live. I'm there every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and my Twitter is Mr. Macho Mog. You might want to follow me there too. I hear I'm a good follow. Take it easy, everyone. Have a wonderful day.